Hello, welcome everyone. Today we start a new chapter. This is chapter 4, HTML, and this is a very important chapter because you will get 10 mark creative question from this chapter. So we have to learn in detail and also we have to take our previous board question. So now we start our today's lecture and our topics is website and web page, file extension, concept of web design, classification of website, web portal, search engine, domain name, and web address, IP address. Let's start with HTML. The first question is, so what is HTML? So the HTML is Hypertext Markup Language. This is the full form of HTML. Why we need these kinds of language? Because these languages are responsible to develop a website like facebook.com, youtube.com, or any kinds of website. If you want to develop, then you must need to know these kinds of HTML language, and this language actually give the command to the computer to create or develop a website. That means HTML is a kind of language with what is markup language. And we have two types of language for HTML. One of them is markup and another one is markdown. So we just learn markup language for this chapter, and this is a hypertext also. So what is a hypertext? So now we have an example. If you search ICT challenge in your Google or any kinds of website browser, then you will have a lots of result, and on those results you will get some text in blue color and some text in black color, right? So if you click on that blue color text, then you will be redirected to this website. That means you will enter in a different website, right? Okay, that means this text is not a normal text. This text also carrying a link. Okay, interesting matter is that if you have any kinds of website link, we call it hyperlink in ICT. So that means if any text contain any kinds of hyperlink, so then those text is known as hypertext. Okay, so HTML is a language, which language is a markup language, and this is a hypertext markup language. Okay, now we'll learn what is website and what is web page. So at first, website. Actually, a website is a collection of web pages. Okay. So for an example, if you have any book, then your book contain many pages. If you have only one page from a book, then you can't call this is a book, right? If you have multiple pages of any book, then you will have a book, a proper book, right? So if you have a website, that means you have a lots of web pages. So this is a basic knowledge. A website actually a collection of web page. Okay, and these web page contain many kinds of data also. So and this web page provide you the information, service, and entertainment and others. And also web page part of website, and this web page contain text, image, and other content. Okay, so the question is, what is content? Content is a collection of file. So now if you see this example, uh, we have multiple web page 1, this is home.html, about.html, then web page 3, settings.html. We have three web page here, and this makes a website. So this is a home page, this is a about page, and this is settings page, and by adding those three pages we will get a website. And this single web page contain many kinds of data, file, and content. Now our next topic is what is file, because a web page contain many kinds of file. So a file identified by its extension. Okay, a file contain many kinds of data. That means we have many kinds of file inside of our device: audio file, video file, image file, or text file. So if you have any kinds of file, that means those files have their identity. Like file extension actually indicates their identity. Like if you have a audio song file, so those files have their .mp3 extension. That means this is their identity. If you opened a audio file, this audio file opened in a audio player, not in a image viewer or photo gallery, right? Because they have their own identity, and device will understand a file by their identity. or by their extension. Now, if you have a video file, those files may be have their extension mp4 or 3gp.mkv.avi.wmb.flb. So those are their file type. Okay, so video have lots of file type because they have a different resolution, so that's why they have different file extension. Now, for image, we have .jpg, .jpeg, .png, .gif, .bmp, .opp. Those are the extension of image. Okay, if you have jpeg file, that means computer will understand that this is an image and they need to open those image in their photo gallery or image viewer. That means we need a different software to open a different file. Okay, so we have the full form of this jpg and jpeg and png, so you have to learn this by your book. The full form of jpg is joint photographic group, jpg joint photography expert group, png indicates portable network graphics. So those are the full form of those image file. You will have the full form of all image file in your textbook. So now talk about the text. So what is text file? If you want to uh, keep any kinds of text data inside of your device, that means you need a file. At first, remember one thing, that whatever you see inside of a device, those actually are data. Whatever you see, you can see a video, you can see image, you can see a text, or you can hear audio. So whatever you see or hearing by your device, those are actually called or actually known as a data, and every data has a different file. Okay, that means if you want to uh, keep any text inside of your device, you need a file. Okay, so we here used a PowerPoint file, so we need pptx. This is a file extension of this file. For docx, this is another text file. xlx is another text file. So txt, sccdb, docx used in keep any kinds of document. xlx are used for calculating any kinds of accounts. pptx are need for this kinds of slide. The txt also contain many kinds of text document. sccdb is a access database system for this is the product of Microsoft. Those all are file extension of text. Also, we need a different file extension for html. This is .html. This file are known as html file. So this html file can contain html data. Okay, so what is HTML data? HTML is a language, and if you want to keep any kinds of data inside of this file, then you need to create .html file at first. Then you have to keep your data inside of those HTML. Okay, so HTML is a another text file extension, and this file actually responsible for creating a website. Okay, we use this HTML language for creating website or for developing a website. Okay, so like facebook.com, youtube.com. So those are the different website, and we need different file for creating those different website and web pages. So now talk about the full functionality of a file. If you have any file like 3ds.mp4, this is a video file. We know that because we have the mp4 file extension. So here we have two part in this file. The first part known as file name, and second and the dot is known as a operator, and the final part is mp4. This is our extension. The full format of a file contain two parts. One of them is file name and another one is file extension. And dot is a operator because we have different type or different kinds of data in single line, file name and file extension. That's why we need to add those things by this operator. And you can edit anytime a file name. You can edit 3 idiots replaced by 3 idiots movies. Okay, but you can't change or rename this extension part. If you want to rename or change this extension part, you must need to convert this mp4 or video file. If you convert this mp4 file, you must need a additional converter software. Then you can edit or you can convert this mp4 file extension. Okay, so now we need to know about web design. So what is web design and what is web development? If you want to build a building, that means at first you need to design this building, and after that you need to develop this building. So at the same time, if you want to create or develop a website, so at first you need to design this website, and after that you need to develop this website. Okay, so when you design this website, this actually focused on the visual and user experience, and the layout, colors and typography and others, like how your website looks like. Okay, so that actually indicates this web design part. And if you think about the development of this web design, then you need many languages like jQuery, PHP, Ruby, HTML, CSS, JS. We have many languages for development. Okay, so we have just a limited name here, and in this chapter we'll learn only HTML from those. So here web development actually focus on the technical and functional side of a website. That means if you want to build a website, then you must need HTML, because HTML is a language, and those languages are responsible to develop a website, and this language actually give a command to the computer to create a website, ensuring your website work correctly. Okay, and other things. And we have a lots of language to develop a website. We just need to talk about the HTML language only here. Now we have to talk about the classification of website. If you want to create a website, you at first you need to know how many types of website are available. Okay, so there are two types of website structure available here. One of them is static or fixed website, and another one is dynamic or changing website. That means if you create a static website, those websites are known as a fixed website. That means you can't change those data easily. And if you create a dynamic website, that means those data, you can change those data easily. Okay, or you can change those data by this website's user. Okay, so these two types of website are available here. You can ask for the difference between static and dynamic website, and also you can ask for the advantage and disadvantage, and other things from those static and dynamic websites. So for those question, we just learn the difference between those websites, then you can answer all of the things. Okay, so the difference between static and dynamic website is, static website, a fixed number of web pages are included here. That means when you create a website, then at first you have to ensure the web page number. That means if you want to create a website, you must know how many page you need in this website. So these pages are fixed. You can't add or you can delete any kinds of any web pages from this static website. Okay, so the number of pages are included, and this is fixed. And for the dynamic website, the pages are created dynamically as needed. That means if you want to create a Facebook page right now, you can create, and those pages are created dynamically. So there is um, no need to contact with the developer that please add a page for me. You can edit or you can create a Facebook page by your own, right? So here the another thing, the theme and content of the web page remain constant. That means you can change those themes. And here the design and content change during the runtime. That means what is the runtime? Runtime means if you change anything in your website, those changes are directly uploaded to the server. Okay, and those changes are visible to the user. Like if you change any kinds of any pictures from your Facebook account, or you can delete any picture from a Facebook account, or you add a picture to your Facebook account, then those profile picture is changed in runtime, right? Okay, so it loads quickly due to having minimal markup content, because this is a fixed website, so it's always have a minimal markup content, so it's run fast. But when the talk about the dynamic website, it will load uh, and it will take more time than the static website. Maybe this is fast to you also right now, because we don't have a lots of static website in our daily life. So that's why we look Facebook or other dynamic website very faster. But this is more slower than static website, because dynamic website always change their content according to the user. So that's why this is more slower than the static website. So that static website also does not require any database connectivity, and where the dynamic website needs the database connectivity. So what is database? At first we have to know this part. So if you have many kinds of data in your computer, like in Facebook you have a lots of friends, right? So now um, if you add a friend in your Facebook account, like you have 501 friend, so now you add another friend, so the database will increase, and this is 502 right now. But here static website is a fixed website. That means you can't change or you can't add or delete any kinds of. For an example, static website for Elon Musk. Okay, so Elon Musk has a website for his own biography, and dynamic website like Facebook. Okay, so static website only have their visitor, they have no user, where dynamic website has their own user. Like Google, we have a Google account, we have a Facebook account. That means these website contain their user, where static website they don't have any kinds of user. So for that they don't have their database in static website, and dynamic website always have their database, because they always change their user number. Okay, so here static website is more safer than the dynamic website, because they don't have any kinds of user, so they don't have any kinds of risk factor right now, where the dynamic website always less secure than the static website, because they have a lots of user, so always they have risks in their website. Okay, so now static website provide the information from the organization and institutions, while the dynamic website like e-commerce and online exams or other real-time dynamic website offers in dynamic website system. Okay, because when we see e-commerce website, those websites change their product category, images and pricing and other terms and condition inside of this dynamic website. So they always offer a real-time changing website. So here static website just need HTML and CSS to develop this website, while dynamic website need more language, HTML, CSS, PHP, ASP.NET, and more language to develop their website. So that's why this website is more easy than the dynamic website, where static website only use one language or two language. On the other hand, dynamic website more than two, three, four, five language. So that's why static website easy to develop, and the this is less expensive than the dynamic website, where dynamic website is more expensive and required more skilled of the developer to develop these kinds of website. And finally, requires re-uploading when changes are made. That means if you want to change anything or any content to this static website, then you need a developer to change the website again. But where the dynamic website, there is no need to contact with the developer to change the content. If you want to change any kinds of content from your Facebook account, then you can change it by your own. But where the static website is not easy to change, if you want to change, then you need to upload these changes to your server. So what is server? Server is a kind of a memory. You can just think that server is a memory. When you change anything, you have to upload those changes to the memory. Then you can see the changes. Otherwise, you can't. Okay. So those are the difference between static and dynamic website. So you have to read this very carefully, because you can ask many questions from these parts. Okay. So now talk about the web portal. So what is web portal? A web portal actually collection of websites and links and service also, where a website contain many kinds of web page, and web page contain many kinds of files, And a web portal contains many kinds of websites, and those websites provides access to various resources, services, and information in one place. Okay, for an example, here is, we have a web portal like Bangladesh government web portal. Here you have the job portal, news portal, travel portal, real estate, e-commerce, social network, and other services are available in this web portal. That means if you click on any kinds of web portal, like job portal, you will have all the job in this portal. If you click on the real estate portal, you will have all the real estate information from this portal. So web portal is a collection of web page, you can say that, and also these those information are provided in one places by this web portal. Okay, so the question is, what is the difference between a web portal and a website? Maybe you understand, because a web portal is a collection of web pages where we can have many kinds of data in one place, and a website is a collection of web pages where a website is all just indicates the services and the product of their own, and where web portal provide all the information from the different website and the links from the different website in one place. So this is the difference between a web portal and a website. Now talk about search. How the search works. If you search anything from your computer, then this is a one request will pass through the internet to the server. Earlier we said about the server. Server is a largest memory where we store all kinds of data. For an example, if you upload a pictures on your Facebook account, then you delete this picture from your PC or mobile device. Then if you log into the Facebook, would you get this image? Definitely, because you already upload this image, right? So where this image stored, this image are stored in a server. Okay, server is the largest memory what is used by their company. So if you upload anything, those data are uploaded to the storage. Okay, this storage is called as or known as server. So if you search anything, this keyword or this text are request to the server through the internet, and after this request they made a response to us, and you will get the data from this server. Okay, so that means if you search anything, internet is just a path. Internet have no data, they just connect us and server. If you search anything, they pass the data to the server, and server provided the data to us. Okay, so those are works by request and the response. Now talk about the search engine. So what is search engine? Search engine is a kind of an online tool here who can help us to find the information and the many things from the internet, okay, or from the server. So we have an example like Google, Yahoo. We have also a search engine for in our Bangladesh. This is Pipilika. For Microsoft, they have their search engine. This is Bing. So most popular search engine is Google right now. So how the search engine works? A search engine works in three main steps. We can call those steps like crawling, indexing, and querying. So querying means the displaying the results. So here, how does search engine works? So at first crawling. So crawling means if you search anything, the search engine sends bots or robots, you can call it. This is a virtual robots. You can touch those robots. It just works inside of the computer or inside of the internet. So when you search anything, the search engine sends the robots to the server and collect the information from the websites or from the server. Okay, they actually search and collect the data from the server, because we already know everything is stored in a server, right? So at first crawling works, after that indexing. So after the data collection, you need to organize those data. So the collected information is organized and stored in a database. So we also know the database is a collection of data. So here after this indexing, we need to display the result. So search engine display the result to the user. So this then the query comes. So when a user search, the search engine retrieves and show the most relevant result from the index data. So a search engine works in a three-step: crawling, indexing, and query. That means displaying the results. So now we need to know about domain name, web address, and domain type. So what is the domain name? Like when you search anything to the internet, like google.com or backbd.com, this is academic website of us, basic academic and admission care. So backbd.com is our website. A domain name is the unique address you type in a browser to visit a website. Like if you search google.com, this is the name you searched, right? So this is called the domain name. If you search backberry.com, this is also a domain name, or you can call it website address. Without this website address, or without this domain name, you can't have, or you can't find those websites in the internet, right? So that's why you need to know the domain name at first. So also we have a domain type. All the websites are not same. They have the different website for the different purpose. Like if you use any kinds of website for your commercial purpose, then you have to use here .com. .com is a commercial website. .gov is a government website. .org is a organizational website. .info means information. Which website provides the information? Those websites use actually .info. .edu, that means the educational website. .net is a internet provider organization here. We also have many kinds of .name, .biz. So .name and .biz is not the topics of us. So we'll discuss it later if needed. So here those are the domain type. Okay, like if you have any website, then you have to make sure the type of the website. So those domain type actually indicates the uh, category of the website. So now we have to talk about URL. So what is URL? URL is a the unique identification of a web page. URL is a specific location of a web page, like www.backberry.com/hsc/info.html. This is a URL. Backberry.com is our website address or domain. Okay. After that, if you click on the HSC button, then if you click on the info.html button, you will have a new page, new web page, and those pages are providing you the information of HSC students or HSC, right? So here, if you search these things to the internet, you will have a single page. Okay, so this page is the part of the website. So that means this is the URL of a website. So URL is a unique or specific web page location on the internet. The full form of the URL is Uniform Resource Locator, and the website actually contain the whole web pages to them. Okay, now we have to know the difference between web address and URL. So that's why we write the whole part of a URL. Now HTTP, then www.backbd.com, those are combined to each other, then HSC info.html. So now HTTP indicates hypertext transfer protocol. We must discuss it later. And www, this is a third level or subdomain. So what is third level or subdomain? We must discuss this. So the backberry.com, this is a second level domain. Backberry is a second level domain. Here .com is a top level domain. Okay, so what is a top level, what is second level, and what is a third level domain? If you search anything to the internet, then the search engine uh, start searching by their domain type. So that's why this is a top level domain. Like if you have 1 million website to the server, so if you search backberry.com, they at first they search .com, then they have like 5 million website, so they filter those 5 million website by searching their domain type. Okay, so that's why this is a top level domain. After that, they search their second level domain. This is backberry.com. They're trying to match the domain name then this is a backberry.com, and that's why this is second level domain. And finally they search their first part of the domain name. So this is www, this is called the subdomain or third level domain, because it they search these things at the final stage. So here this is called the domain name. And after that we have HSC. HSC is our directory. Directory means when you search a single page from any kinds of website, that means they need to redirect to this web page. So that's why we need the directory here. After that, this is our final desired web page, info.html. If you click on this info.html, you will have a new page. So this is our file name. So this file name actually contain a web page, the data of the web page. We already know we have a lots of content inside of a web page. So this is info.html is a file name of this web page, and this file located inside of this directory. This directory is HSC. That means if you search blackberry.com and after you click the HSC button, then you will get the this folder, this file, so, or this web page. So that's why we need this directory, and also we need the file name. So this is known as path. That means you have to go to this path and to this page. That's why this is path, and this is a host name. Okay, and all together is called URL, uniform resource locator. Okay, where www.backberry.com is our domain, and if you use here slash hsc slash info.html, and this is called their URL or uniform resource locator. If you search backberry.com, you'll get the entire website. If you search the whole things together, then you'll have the URL. Okay, or the single web page from this website. This is a detailed version of a web address. You must understand the whole part. If you have any question, then you can ask me in the next class. So here IPv4, we have to talk about IP address. IP address means internet protocol address. If you search www.facebook.com or ictchallenge.com, whatever you search in the internet, then this is a web address or domain, right? But computer will not understand those kinds of language, right? So that's why they need binary. So here we see here IPv4 address. IPv4 means internet protocol version 4. They have v6 also right now, present technology, but we need to know the v4. V4 is the most popular version in internet protocol or IP address. So here 192.168.43.241, this is a decimal notation, you can say. Like if you search www.facebook.com, here we write facebook.com in our language, but computer will convert this word to binary. Okay, to like this kinds of binary. So here they search, that means they have different binary for different website. Okay, that means they have 8 bit 8 bit 8 bit 8 bit. That means they have 32 bits or 4 byte binary number for each website or each domain name or each website address. Okay, and you can remember those binary like in decimal notation. If you you already know the conversion of binary to decimal. If you convert this binary to the decimal, you will get this kinds of data. So this is a decimal notation and this is a binary notation. Those notation are works inside of a computer. We just remembered the web address name like facebook.com or youtube.com or faisalimran.com or backberry.com. This is a website address name. Okay, but we just used here only the uh, domain name or web address, but computer always use their IP address. Also we need to discuss about one thing, like you will get different address like www.du.edu.bd. okay, this is the website address of Dhaka University. Like also www.basicit.com.bd. This is a website address of our company. Basic IT is our software company. So here you will have a one more thing. This is known as country code or country domain. Okay, this indicates this website provider is the, this indicate this is a country domain. Okay, there, this is another additional part of a website. Facebook, facebook.com. Then this is a complete website address without their country domain or country code. But if you have this kinds of BD for Bangladesh, for London you can use here UK, for Canada they use CA, for US they use US. So for different country they have a different domain type. Sorry, for different country they have different country domain. Okay, or domain country code. So you can also use these kinds of domain after buying those domain from the government, and those domains have their own or personal internet domain provider. Okay, so this is all about IPv4 and IP address. So maybe you understand all the things we discussed today. We discussed the we discussed many things. We discussed website, we discussed web address, file name, URL, static and dynamic website, and IP address also. So thank you for today's class. See you in the next class, and in the next class we must learn about HTML coding. Okay, till then, Allah Hafiz.